been mailed to her, and I never brought it to Vanetta. It should be, but it's the paper copy, her old chapters, and it's been in my work bag for like ever.
Welcome, Captain Henry Vanderburgh, Good afternoon. Thank you all for coming out today. I'm Vanetta McDowell. I'm the regent / now honorary regent of the Captain Henry Vanderburgh Society, Daughters of the American Revolution, and I'm also the senior president of the Evansville Society CAR. Today we gather together in the honor of Mary Parks McPherson Foster. The Evansville Society tree and marker dedication, along with the rededication of the Captain Henry Vanderburgh DAR marker as an American 250 project. In Indiana State DAR also placed a marker 50 years ago, which you'll see up here on the base of the big Foster marker. I would like to introduce chapters who sponsor the Evansville Society for the past 7 years. Captain Henry Vanderburgh, Captain Jacob Warwick, wave guys, Du Bois DAR, Francis Vigo DAR, Ohio Valley SAR, and thank you all for your continued support. It's been a lot of fun working with you. The program today will be led by Riley Black.
Please stand if you are able and remain standing through the singing of the national anthem. Invocation, Pat Phillips.
I thought it was appropriate. I have a small poem to read, and it's called Advice from a Tree. I thought that was appropriate for today. It's by Elon Shamir. It says, Dear friend, stand tall and proud. Sink your roots deeply into the earth. Reflect the light of a greater source. Think long term. Go out on a limb. Remember your place among all living things. Embrace with joy the changing seasons, for each yield its own abundance. The energy and birth of spring, the growth and contentment of summer, the wisdom to let go of leaves in the fall, the rest and quiet renewal of winter. Feel the wind and the sun and delight in their presence. Look up at the moon that shines down upon you and the mystery of the stars at night. Seek nourishment from the good things in life, simple pleasures, earth, fresh air, light. Be content with your natural beauty. Drink plenty of water. Let your limbs sway and dance in the breezes. Be flexible. Remember your roots and enjoy the view. Please pray with me in your faith as I pray in mine. So neither he who plants nor he who waters is anything, but only God who gives the growth. He who plants and he who waters are equal, and each shall receive his wages according to his labor. For we are God's fellow workers. You are God's field, God's building. That's 1 Corinthians 3, 7, 8, 9. Then shall the trees of the wood sing out the presence of the Lord. 1 Chronicles 16:33. And the leaves of the tree shall be for the healing of the peoples. Amen.
Pledge your allegiance, Luke Pettyjohn.
Join me in the pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
National anthem. Dan Reisner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please welcome Indiana State CAR Vice President Eric Boyd as she brings greeting from State President Anthony Green.
Hello, I'm Erica Boyd, a member of the Indiana Children of the American Revolution. I am pleased to bring you greetings on behalf of our State President Anthony Green, who could not be here today. Heritage, citizenship, and leadership. If I were to describe the CAR in 3 words, that is how I would explain it. Celebrating this ceremony touches on all 3 points. By celebrating the women who helped support the founding of our organization, we celebrate our heritage. By learning of others' contributions, we develop our understanding of what it means to be a citizen. And like how DAR and CAR have taken an active part in celebrating our nation's founding, we are taking a lead in celebrating our organization's founding. We appreciate the community to remember the important people who led us to this where we are today. God bless America.
Thank you, Erica. Today, now we will have a little bit of a program from Mary Parks Foster herself, as portrayed by Susan Hanson, Honorary Regent of the Captain Henry Vanderburgh Chapter DAR.
Thank you, Madam Honorary Regent and Past Regent. Thank you. There are many things I could say about my life. We came from my husband, General Foster, who was a general in the Civil War, and I came from small towns and met at a very small school at the time, Indiana University. I'm sure you've all heard of that. We had many children. We progressed. He came to Evansville and was a lawyer and owned a newspaper. My home, you have marked down on 2nd Street. I don't want to go on and on about my life. It's listed in the DAR handbook, and I'm sure it can be shared with the CAR and with other DAR chapters. But my part in the world was to be quiet and not noticed. We traveled around the world. He ended up being the Secretary of State. We have three people that were Secretary of State in our family, and the first head of the CIA. We went on and on, representing and working towards peace and neutrality. In his speech in Indianapolis, when they dedicated Monument Circle for the Civil War, he became almost a pacifist, even though he was a general and fought in battles, because he learned how destructive war is. I want to hark back to, why DAR was founded. It was founded by 4 women. They were from the North and the South, and it was a feeling of reconciliation that we all need to remember and work towards today in these divided times. And so I'm going to make this very short and close with George Washington's prayer for his country. I find that's very fitting that at the beginning of our country we can still hand down this prayer. Bless our land with honorable industry, sound learning, especially to the children, I want to say that again, sound learning, pure manners, manners are so important. Save us from violence, discord, and confusion, from pride and arrogancy, and from every evil way. Defend our liberties and fashion into one united people the multitudes brought out of many kindreds and tongues. Endue with the spirit of wisdom those whom in thy name we entrust the authority of government, that there may be peace and justice at home, and that through obedience to thy law we may show forth thy praise among the nations of the earth. Amen. Thank you very much.
Okay, we have the history of the organization of the National Society of Children of the American Revolution with the Mary Parks Foster connection, and that's Erica Boyd.
The third President General of the Daughters of the American Revolution was Mrs. Mary Park McPherson Foster. She served from 1895 to 1896. In 1895, Harriet Lothrop, a prominent citizen and 19th century children author of Concord, Massachusetts, presented the idea for a children's organization to the Daughters of the American Revolution at Continental Congress, to be organized for the training of young people in true patriotism and love of country. CAR has promoted this vision to hundreds of thousands of members. These boys and girls are the leaders of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We are now second in our second century of keeping that patriotism alive. On this day, the 22nd of June, 2024, we continue this tradition by planting this tree and placing this marker that will honor America's 250th birthday, to carry on the tradition of teaching patriotism and love of country to the boys and girls of today.
The American 250 and rededication by Captain Henry Vanderburgh, Chapter DAR 250 Committee Chair Jenny Housley.
The United States stands on the eve of a grand anniversary. Our great nation will be celebrating its 250th anniversary in just 2 years. This is an exciting time in American history, and the Captain Henry Vanderburgh chapter of the NSDAR is thrilled to be a part of its celebrations. Now until 2033, which marks the 250th anniversary of the end of the Revolutionary War, we are dedicated to bringing awareness of this milestone and to our ancestors who participated in it in order for us to have our independence. As part of the America 250 objective, today the Captain Henry Vanderburgh chapter DAR rededicates this marker dated April 23rd, 1999 during the ceremony. It marks 25 years of the original dedication from our chapter. Thank you.
I love the wind. I can't get my papers rehearsed. Okay. This tree is planted and marker is placed in commemoration of the 250th anniversary of America. We also honor the memory of Mrs. Foster by planting it here by the gravesite with other markers that have been placed 50 and 25 years ago by Indiana State DAR and Captain Henry Vanderburgh Chapter DAR, respectively. We will now unveil the marker for the CAR. Luke Pettyjohn. Okay, we're getting to the wreath presentation of the ceremony. Please pay your respects and remain behind your wreath after for a photo opportunity of the group presenting the wreaths. Presentation of the wreaths will be by Vice President Riley Black.
Captain Henry Vanderburgh, Chapter GAR, Honorary Regent Evansville Society National Society of the Children of the American Revolution. Erica Boyd. Captain Henry Vanderburgh, Chapter GAR, Honorary Regent Eddie McCall. Captain Jacob Warren, Chapter GAR, Regent Maria Colley. Cradle of Liberty, Chapter GAR, Regent Lisa Sims. DuBois DAR, Regent Buffy Keeley. Francis Vigo DAR, First Vice Regent Anne Marie Diamond. General Thomas Posey, Regent Teresa Branson. Ohio Valley Chapter SAR, President Dan Reisner. Brigadier General Eli Hudson Murray, NSDU 1861 to 1865, Shirley Reisner. Hugh McGarry, Senior 1812 Society, Vice President Nancy Collins. Thomas Sprigg, Senior, Colonel Danes, National Society of 17th Century, Regent Alicia Adman.
Okay, now Jerry's going to come up front and he's going to take this group picture, so everybody get ready to smile at Jerry. Got everybody in frame? And smile at Jerry. Got it?
yeah, I'm the president. You make
Okay, smiling at Jerry just till he says he's done. Okay, and I need you to step out. No, hang on, you gotta take one more without Erica in here because you know how DAR was CAR pictures. Yeah. Okay.
Smiley face.
Yeah, why did you do that? Okay. Got it?
Yep.
All right.
Can you get the little guy over here for
Riley. Well, we're going to take some Riley pictures. Riley, you want to get in here? We've got to get over here in front of CAR stuff. Erica, where'd you go? Get back here. There you go. Now make sure you still see your face.
Try to be up here.
Hey, Luke, get up here.
It's like I heard my
Oh,
name.
yeah, Luke Page on. Get over here. Don't hide.
Organization anymore, but I'll come up.
Yeah, well, you're not been around for a while. Okay, ready?
Okay.
All right. Now, CAR, don't wander off. We'll go by our tree over here. CAR has worked as a senior officer for the
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
All right.
I'm glad to be done with school.
Not bad. Yeah, now what are you gonna do?
I don't know. I'm figuring that out yet. Mom's got her own interesting. I'm glad I have the experience before she got sick.
Yeah.
I have your children too.
Oh no. I'll sign in.
I don't know if I can stick one more thing in my carry-on bag.
You came to work at Food Bank, right? The
Yes.
Food Bank? Yes. And Jenny?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Anne Marie.
Anne Marie. All right.
Program?
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
What one was the three of you? Because we can do that before we go back in. Yeah, I want one. I'll just put it in here.
Vanetta was behind me. That's a very important CAR. She was more we're good. That's probably a good name change.
Well, that kind of shows what kind of. Well, we did pretty good so far, haven't we? Okay, well, we got that part done pretty quick. No? All right. The Evansville Society CAR and Captain Henry Vanderburgh Chapter DAR thanks you for participating and attending this ceremony to honor the third President General of the DAR, Mary Park Foster. Special thank you to all who participated in the cleaning of the markers last fall, for doing the landscaping this spring, Pat, Nancy, and Jerry, for helping redo the landscaping. Thank you, the Superintendent of Evansville City Cemeteries, Chris Cook, and Oak Hill Cemetery Grounds Crew for all their assistance. They bought the tree, and Chris went and picked it up, and they planted it for me. You know how much they wanted to plant this tree? A lot of money. So that was greatly appreciated. Okay, Chris Cook has an announcement he wants to do real quick.
Thank you. I wanted to welcome everybody to Oak Hill Cemetery and Arboretum. I'll keep my comments brief. I won't give you a dissertation on the history of the cemetery back to 1853. We have the Adopt an Ash program here where we're working to save the endangered ash trees. There's 23 ash trees on site, and we have our walking tour coming up on October 29th, or October 19th at 5 o'clock here in the cemetery with the reenactors, and I'd like to invite each of you to come out. It's a $15 donation. Every dollar we raise goes for the medicine to treat the trees. There's no overhead. True Green, our partner in this, doesn't charge labor. Every dollar raised goes to treat the trees with the medicine that we buy to put them in. And we have to treat the trees every 2 to 3 years to ensure that they don't die from emerald ash borer. There's 23 on site. We're going to go up on the hill, the Juniper Circle this year, so it's a new tour, a lot of new reenactments, and I'd appreciate your support in getting the word out and everything that each of the groups represented here today do. And Susan's a participant as well.
Yeah. I wanted to make sure that you guys know almost every year I do someone who has been a member of our local Captain Henry Vanderburgh chapter. Mrs. Foster and the Eigelhart, two Eigelharts and different people, and I'll be doing Annie Fellows Johnson, who wrote The Little Colonel, and his sister of Albion Fellows Bacon, whom I've also done and whom we put a marker on her grave. Thank you.
All right, well, we're going to do the benediction now. The CAR prayer is at the bottom of your program. Underneath the wreath presenters, we're going to all say that together. Ready? May the Lord watch over me and thee as we are absent from one another. This concludes our program for today. We invite you to participate in any photos that you would like before you go. Thank you.
And I'm sorry I talk so much, but you all know I'm very active. I have one more thing that has nothing to do with this. I figure skate, and I am on the adult skating team, and we're having our national championships here this week.